computer. Okay. So thank you for joining me, Keith. I'm Sinead O'Connor, and I'm joined by my colleague, Keith Robinson, who has 17 years experience working with these products. And we're going to talk today about the quality of the products, of the main product, which is Pro Argi9 Plus, and actually how it came to be. So it was Dr. Joe Prendergast actually who actually formulated Pro Argi9 Plus. Isn't that right, Keith?
Yes, and back in the early days, we had the privilege of going to events here in Ireland where Dr. Joe came over from the US, and
Mhm.
he was a fountain of knowledge. And the history was Dr. Joe, having had cardiovascular issues himself, arteriosclerosis, and then was dealing with patients from his endocrinology clinic in Palo Alto in California. He was looking for a way to help not only himself, but also his patients.
Mhm.
And he knew about the 1998 Nobel Prize for Medicine. He knew that arginine was a precursor to nitric oxide, but he knew that he had to work out some formulation that was going to have the biggest impact of nitric oxide production.
Mhm.
Because you're not going to make a lot of progress jumping from a few seconds to an extra few seconds of production.
Yeah.
Uh, you have to have much bigger production to reverse the problem that has been created for many, many years in the background. So, as an endocrinologist, 85% of his patients were diabetic, and statistically, two-thirds of diabetics die from heart disease.
Mhm.
And he was testing out formulation. So, we know that arginine turns into nitric oxide for a small space of time. But number one, you have to get a pure elemental arginine from a vegetarian source. And you must also have the correct ratio of arginine and another amino acid called citrulline, plus other ingredients. But by getting that correct, we're talking about production of nitric oxide up to and beyond 36 hours instead
Mhm.
of just 1 to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So, what he wanted to do then was test this on all his patients. And over a 20-year period with 19,000 patients, giving them this formulation, it wasn't known as Pro-Arginine Plus then,
Yes.
he had massive results because over that period of time, he had no patient die from heart attack or stroke.
Wow.
And he was keeping 4 cardiologists going in his area, and 3 of them had to move somewhere else because there was no longer enough patients keeping 4 cardiologists going.
Wow. That's a rare statistic, I think.
In fact, one of the cardiologists actually sent a mass card or equivalent to Dr. Joe's wife, thinking that he had passed on because he was no longer sending patients.
What a what a presumption to make.
Yeah, it never dawned on him that he might be doing a better job with his patients. But anyway,
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what happened. I mean, he told us that from the stage. We had some great chats with him as well when he was here.
Yeah.
So then there was an introduction made between Dr. Joe Prendergast and Dan Higginson, the founder of Synergy Worldwide.
Hmm.
And that's where Pro Argi9 Plus was born. Because
Okay.
Dan Higginson was then able to put Pro Argi9 Plus out to the world
Hmm.
using Dr. Joe's formulation.
Yeah.
And hence Progeny Plus was born. And
Yes.
it was a lovely meeting of the two people. I think it was Paul Blad that actually introduced the two of them,
Relay.
and that's where the whole thing started. And then, of
Yeah.
course, adding in the idea of using the Mystify and the Vitalife with Progeny Plus as a threesome to
Hmm.
have that much bigger impact on health and wellness because you were now solving a nutritional deficiency with most people and at the same time cleaning the arterial system and transporting that nutrition throughout the body. So that's why it became the Vital 3 protocol. That's the
Yes.
history. We're
Yes.
talking about products that are put together to a standard that I don't believe is done in this industry anywhere
Hmm.
because they test all the raw ingredients down to parts per trillion to make sure there is no traces of herbicides, insecticides, GMOs, or heavy metals. In
Yes.
fact, 2 to 3% of all the raw ingredients that arrive at Nature Sunshine production facility is returned at the cost of the supplier
Hmm.
because it hasn't passed the first set of testings.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think happens to those products when they're returned to the supplier at the supplier's cost? They are
Hmm.
sold to somebody else to go into somebody else's products.
Yes. And the reality, of course, Keith, as well, is that number one, we know that so many products on the market, that claim to have whatever ingredient in them, very often they don't even include that ingredient. And
Yeah.
I suppose the important thing really is, are you getting results? If you're like I read a testimonial earlier today about a woman whose dad had dementia, and like she said that she had been using an L-arginine that she had bought in a shop actually for a few years,
Yeah.
and her dad was he was actually deteriorating, and she decided to give Pro Argi9 a go, and like within 10 days they could see the difference in him. So quality control is critical, and Synergy Worldwide is a wholly owned subsidiary of Nature Sunshine, and we set the standard actually in the nutraceutical space. Isn't that correct?
That,
For
that, that
like our
is correct.
products, they're FDA approved.
In fact, when the FDA arrived to do an audit on them one day, and they allowed 2 weeks to do the audit, they
Mhm.
left after 2 days saying, this is the standard we want everybody else to work to.
Yes. And in fact, our supplements are manufactured to pharmaceutical standards,
Quality, yeah.
as I understand it, which
Correct.
is unheard of in the nutraceutical space.
Yeah,
And
even if they're switching the product line from doing one thing to another thing to make
mhm,
sure there's no contamination, the entire line is steam cleaned.
wow,
Mm.
yeah, that's incredible. And of course, we were absolutely thrilled in December to see that Euromonitor had awarded Synergy Worldwide that our Pro Argi9 Plus is the best L-arginine in the world. Now, that is not something that you achieve easily, or
No.
that's a big deal.
And couple that with being in the physician's desk reference in the US, which is on every doctor's desk in the USA.
Yeah,
In the natural section, you have Pro Argi9 Plus there, and it states there also that Pro Argi9 Plus is the highest quality arginine complexer available in the world.
yeah,
So more and more accreditation for what Synergy Worldwide and Nature Sunshine have put together.
absolutely. And yeah, there was something I was going to say there, and it's gone. Um,
I know a good product for that.
Yeah. Well, we both know that I have a CAC score, Keith,
I
of
know.
0.5. So, in fairness, there isn't a whole pile more cleaning that needs
I-
to happen in my
I'm only
cardiovascular
pulling your
system.
leg.
Yeah, and I know that too. Yeah. So really, absolutely. Oh yeah, what I wanted to say was this: the ease of taking it. All you
Yeah,
do, it's a sachet of product. You put it into a container, you mix it with water, and you take it 3 times a day. We like to feel these benefits, just like Keith is doing there. We
exactly.
are not saying you have to give up this, you have to give up that. Of course, it's better if you have a clean diet and, if you're taking exercise, if you can. But if you're really unwell, those kind of things often are not possible. So it's so important for people to understand you just take the product and you will feel the benefits.
Yeah,
So at that, I think,
and
yeah,
that's why they have a 90-day, 100% money back guarantee.
exactly.
Can't
So
lose.
Keith, thanks so much. And again, if anybody would like to get more information on the products, reach out to Keith or myself. We're here to help.
Thanks.
Thank you.